Prior to testing out the ExpertSecure 24/7 home security system with local storage from Eufy, I've actually used Eufy cameras for many years and I've had them around the house. And I like the fact that this system has the ability of bringing in some of your older hardware, which means you can actually start with the base system, augment it with what you have, and even add additional ones if you'd like to be able to expand the system depending on what your needs are. This is literally Eufy's best security system to date. It offers 24/7 monitoring, local storage, tons of new features that are coming in here that haven't been available from Eufy before. Let's check it out and see what makes it so special. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. I want to start off first and foremost by introducing you to the system, what comes in the base system, what you're able to add to it, and of course, share some of the different specifications on those unique pieces that come with this so that you understand how elaborate the system can be and how it starts. So this is the actual ExpertSecure system, the E10, Eufy ExpertSecure system E10. The unit itself has basically 10 pieces of hardware that comes with it. So you can see it right there, highlight 10 pieces, AI advanced technology, and of course battery and network backup, which means even if this actually loses power, let's say your home loses power, this actually has a built-in battery. Even if your network goes down, this actually has a SIM connected, which means it's connected to over a mobile network. The pieces that we're getting here are going to be the ones we're going to showcase, as well as the additional pieces that came with them. Now, this system is actually an entire security system all in one box. We're talking about 24/7 monitoring, as well as the ability of utilizing the uninterrupted video protection powered by local AI agent and live expert. One of the nice things about it is you're also able to add an additional hard drive to their base system or their home base to be able to actually back up your content locally, so you don't have to worry about cloud storage. So the base system includes the Eufy Home Professional S1. We also have the Eufy Keyboard E10, the Eufy key fob here. This is also the E10. And of course, we get two entry sensors E20. These are the brand new sensors that just came out, as well as the Eufy Motion Sensor E20, an indoor cam E220. And of course, we also have the Solo Cam S340, the Eufy Video Doorbell C30, and last but not least is the Eufy Yard sign. 10 items in all included in the base system. And the nice thing about it is you can actually expand it. A lot of the times, especially if you have already existing unit, you could actually add existing cameras from Eufy to the system once you have it set up. All the boxes taken out of the main one. Again, the camera here, we have the home base itself. We have the yard sign. These are the security yard sign, of course, the camera, the keypad, the camera itself. This is the doorbell you're able to mount, as well as the motion sensor for the home. The two sensors that are included in the box, although I actually did end up getting a few more there because I needed a few more. And the nice thing about it, although this starts with two, you can add as many as you'd like. The key fob, pretty straightforward. You also need to pair it. It comes with a battery, and it makes it really nice to be able to arm, disarm, and of course disable the system. And as well as it also has an included panic button. Now the camera that we have in here, this is meant for outdoor protection. And one of the nice things about it is it is solar powered, and it has a very nice 360 degrees coverage, which allows it to actually get a perfect view of any angle that you want to be able to get from there. 3K resolution, 360 degrees, we talked about it, and of course solar powered. Now the last few additional sensors that you are able to pick up here, we have the Eufy Indoor Siren. This is the E20 that can connect directly into the system, and it becomes an additional siren provided to you, so that it provides a louder alarm type of a situation. Here we have the Eufy Flood and Freeze sensor. This is the E20 as well. Very much a simple sensor. You can configure, connect it, put it next to where you have, let's say, a water heater or anywhere you feel like flooding could be a concern, or even freezing could be an issue for your pipes. Last but not least, we have a standalone panic button. This is just the Eufy panic button E10, also that was sent over separately. This just does that one thing. It's a panic button, so it's intended to be just for that. Now the last thing we have is the Eufy smoke alarm E10. This one also included. You can use this with the 24-hour monitoring system. You notice that the shield is present on a lot of the hardware that we're talking about here. Now Eufy was nice enough to send me a few additional accessories that helped me augment the system. Again, the base system is what we saw. This is the Eufy Smart Display E10. This is a monitoring display, or basically an aggregating display for all Eufy cameras. This will work with your system. It works if you just have cameras directly from Eufy, and it makes it a very nice and very easy interface. The nice thing about it is because it interfaces with the security system, it also has an indicating button directly to be able to arm, disarm the system directly with this. So very, very nice. And I love the fact that it basically has a grid view, multicam view, as well as auto live view, which is very good. And it does connect over 5G and 2.4 gigahertz for ease of use, portable. And I love the fact also that it is magnetic, which means I can actually mount this directly on my refrigerator. The other camera that they sent me was the Eufy Cam S4. This is a brand new version. It's a slightly upgraded version of the S340 that we talked about because of the additional cameras that we have. We have a fixed and movable camera, as well as the fact that it now also supports 4K, a tri-lens design, of course, powered by the sun, which means we never have to worry about it. The solar panel on this is quite a bit bigger than the one on the S340 that we saw before. Built-in 32 gigabytes of built-in storage, intelligent auto framing, and of course it works great with the Eufy HomeBase professional system. So the E10 display here, this is the Eufy Smart Display E10. It's very nice and compact, it's small, it's really concise, and this actually originally came out as more of a way to aggregate cameras on the Eufy system. Charges via Poco connectors on the side here, or you can use the USB-C or even add an SD card to this. The display works just as advertised. It's basically the ability of interacting with the system. You can power it on, power it off with the power button at the top right. One of the nice things about the tablet itself is that we have an actual panic button. This is the same red color as you see on the control, on the remote control, as well as the ability of actually being able to trigger it directly from the display. Unlocking it is pretty straightforward. You can also actually unlock it by putting in your personal PIN. From there, you're able to see aggregated cameras, creating different groups, recent activity from different alarms to different cameras, the ability of using cross-camera tracking across the system, tracking people from one camera to the other. And then from there on, what we're seeing here is all of the different things that I have connected. Some of them are earlier cameras and actual doorbells that I've used. So the front doorbell that we have in here, that's a dual doorbell, a dual cam 4K that we have in there that I've brought over as well. Office window configurations connected. These are the motion sensors that we talked about, the new E20 ones that came out. We have the sensors, the freeze detector, as well as the smoke detector, the access to the new doorbell, the office camera that we talked about. And the reason why it shows dark here is because I have it in privacy mode. And what I'm showing you guys real quick is a sample of what this camera can do. And one of the things about this camera is that if, let's say you are at home and it's sitting in a public area, you can actually turn it off so that it does not record and it doesn't track. And when you leave, you can actually turn it back on and use it. We have the key fob, different motion sensors, the keypad itself, as well as the HomeBase, additional cameras there. We talked about the S4. We have backyard camera. Again, I've brought over as much camera systems as I can. Let's take a look real quick at the HomeBase Professional S1. The unit itself is actually pretty nice. It's not too big. It's actually pretty decent as far as the size. It has a built-in battery, of course, LED configuration, the name Eufy on the front. On the side, pretty much a clean experience. On the top, very much the same thing. On the back is pretty straightforward. We have an Ethernet input, USB-A, and HDMI. Of course, we also have USB-C here. You're also able to connect a mouse here to be able to configure or actually control the system. The HDMI is intended to be basically a monitor to this, since it actually does support a monitoring function. And these are intended for the PoE cameras that are optional there that I showed you guys just a few minutes ago. One thing to mention, as I mentioned to you guys, we don't actually have to have it connected here. If you disconnect it from here, it'll automatically switch over to the SIM card that's positioned right here. You'll see it sitting right there. That's already connected, and it comes as part of the subscription for the 24/7 monitoring.
Power supply lost. Switching to backup battery.
Now, once you disconnect the power, or let's say there is a power loss in the house, you'll get a notification directly on your device, your smartphone that runs the app. You'll see here it gives you the estimated battery life remaining and of course what the battery health is. 100%, so essentially you have a 24-hour backup battery on this for in case you have power outage. All of the units themselves, the sensors, have built-in batteries. So for the most part, your entire system runs even if you lose power and your network goes down. Now, as you can see here, the power is still running on here. Everything runs exactly the way you'd expect it. The hard drive that we talked about, the expandable storage that we're able to add in here, by just removing these 4 screws that we have at the top, this panel comes off and there's a drive bay in here. And I actually put in a NOS grade hard drive in there. So Western Digital Red for me. 4 terabytes should be able to handle anything and everything that I have. Now, one of the nice things about the system is that you can actually hook up an HDMI cable and connect it to a TV, because this actually has its own UI that allows you to actually manage it. You notice first and foremost, there's some issues here. Some of the previews and some of the cameras are not showing, and that's purposely done mostly because of the configuration. And I just want to show you guys the information of how it looks like. There's also a way of locking it, so you actually have to put a password to access it. You have the ability of jumping into playback. Playback will access all cameras that have been recording onto the hard drive. As I mentioned to you guys, I locked in about 4 terabytes in there, so I'm going to actually put in backyard right now. This dual camera configuration that gives us access to be able to see, different feeds and so on. So I'll go ahead and put in the doorbell, and we put in the backyard. And what I want to share with you guys real quick, kind of like a quick sample. Right now, it's looking at the current timeline. Let's go ahead and go back to yesterday. We'll jump back into it. And you could see, just for reference, how long I've been using the system. Like you can see, this is November, this is October, this is September, and I think that's roughly at the end of September is when I installed that hard drive. But you can see here how long October and all of November I have activities, and they're all currently recording on there, and I still have not reached 100% on this drive. Now, what you're seeing here is an example, obviously, of having multi-camera tracking of the exact same subject. You'll notice here on the left side, I was actually just watering one of the plants in here, and I was moving from one side to the other. And as soon as I moved into the field of view of the camera, as it's actually positioned right there at the corner, you notice right there, unknown device, but it automatically just zoomed in. It captured the video of me watering that little plant that we had leftover water there. And as I'm walking away, it actually just tracks me exactly to where I am. The field of the range of view can actually go all the way from one side to the left side, and you can see here I'm picking up the couple of containers I was working on, and it'll go back, it sees me again, it jumps in as it records the different clips. I was just basically draining some things that's left over in a jar. Now, as you saw there, we're able to actually leverage a lot of that content directly connected to the actual ExpertSecure system itself. So the HomeBase itself essentially gives you everything that you need. You can even connect a keyboard and mouse and access it. And this page just shows you exactly what's available. Again, we have 18 systems that are online, one that is offline. That's that one camera that we looked at. We have Face Manager, AI empowerment, and with the 2 months of storage that I've been using on the 4 terabyte storage that I have, again, I'm using a Western Digital Red. I've used about maybe almost 6 gigs, 5.5 gigs. So again, very nice, and I can keep history for quite some time. Video archive, of course. Once you connect the camera, just a little bit of a tip. Once you connect the camera to the Eufy HomeBase, it actually starts storing all of its content directly on the HomeBase and no longer on its own. If you do want it to store on its own, you do need to disconnect it back, but it essentially just runs through the system. Security mode, you'll be able to activate. Of course, we have the Eufy protection plan, as this is a subscription-based service specifically for the 24/7 monitoring, and of course, introductory practice here in case you want to be able to do it. It currently is connected via Ethernet and power, and as you can see that, but once you disconnect it, it has a built-in battery, 24 hours worth of battery life, as well as the ability of using mobile data. Now on the top, we have shortcuts to be able to actually turn on, put the home away, and disarm. This is again specifically talking to the home security system. So although we can use it directly on the TV, we can use it on the keypad, we can even use the fob, as we've talked about this at the beginning. You're also able to do it from the app remotely in case somebody wants to come in. You're able to initiate the multi-view camera here. You can see here the different cameras that we have access to. The nice thing I also like about it is we can actually see our different sensors and configure them. One of the things I really like about it is under the living room sensor, as you can see here, there's no motion right now, but you can see the different detection modes. What I also like about it is you also have a pet mode in case you have pets at home. And that's one of the things a lot of people are concerned with motion detectors, because cats, dogs like to walk around your property, and you don't necessarily want the alarm to go off on that. So it actually does have a specific mode made specifically for pets. This is going to be a quick demo of the response from the dispatch center. Basically, how fast does it take for, let's say, an alarm, something goes up, for you to get that call, to be notified, to be questioned or asked if something is going on or everything is okay at the home. So what we're going to do essentially is, you can see here on the left side, we have the the alarm system. You have home, away, and disarm. On the right side, we can go to services, and we can go directly into the security system. Same thing. You can see here, we've been using it for 70 days plus on the actual system here. And we have the same functionality. You can see here a representation of the home. You have the ability of arming it basically by going either away or home. Home means you are going to be at home and the motion sensor won't be triggered. And away, obviously, everything is going to be turned on. And of course, anything can trigger the alarm. The main thing I'll probably say overall is we're going to actually activate it.
The system will arm shortly.
Okay. You'll notice we got the notification. There is a delay right now. This beeping is just to let us know that the system is arming. And essentially it's for me to get out. So you'll see both systems say away. So this is again the tablet. You can see all the different cameras, the different interfaces. You can see the battery level for the different sensors, which cameras are connected, which cameras are not connected, and of course the different incidences. It's a really good, I would say basically accessory. Even if you just have cameras from Eufy, this is going to work great. But it also integrates beautifully into the ExpertSecure system. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to trigger this by opening my back door or the garage door as if I'm coming home, but I'm actually going to forget to disable the alarm. So first thing you'll notice right now is there's a countdown. This is customizable directly in the application. You're able to set it from 15, 30, 60 seconds and be a little bit longer as well. For me right now, I have it at 60 seconds. So what we're doing essentially is we're going to let the alarm sound. Now, as you saw there, the alarm did go off, the timers did work, and everything has actually been activated correctly. So this is essentially how you should expect in case you get home, a system goes off for any reason, you forgot to put the alarm, you still have a little bit of a delay after the alarm goes off, about 30 seconds or so before the dispatch center is turned on. Now, once it is turned on, you will get that call and you're obviously going to be notified. If you're not home, that's going to be the process. So what do I think about the system and how does it actually change what we've known from Eufy for many years? First and foremost, this is actually a security system, which means it comes with monitoring, it comes with direct response, a quick response, also comes with backup functionalities. We talked about the fact that we have a 24-hour backup on the actual system. We also have the ability of adding storage to it, which was what I did by adding that 4 terabyte worth of storage. Now I have the ability of actually keeping my history here for many, many months. The 2 months that I had there were barely 5.5 gigs out of 4 terabytes. So just keep that in mind, or at least in scope. And of course, if you have more cameras, the storage gets eaten up a little bit faster, but at the end of the day, the content stays there. The fact that the system starts as a base system that you're able to start with and you're able to expand. Again, the number of sensors that I have here as far as door sensors, I've actually augmented by up to maybe about 6 or 8. Added cameras from my existing camera portfolio of cameras from Eufy in here. Not every single one of them is compatible, so I'll say that, but at least some of my older generation ones, I was surprised, the solo cams, they were actually compatible even with their HomeBase. So that brought in and it starts storing content for me here. Everything is controlled via the app. Everything is connected directly into the HomeBase itself. You're able to interact with it like a normal security system, locking, unlocking it with the keypad. You're also able to unlock it and unlock it again with the key fob that we talked about here. So a lot of functional options, and I love the fact that it's kind of like a build your own system to the way you want it. If you want an intricate system of camera systems, you can put them in there, have them all back up directly into the system itself or the HomeBase itself. What I will probably say is make sure that your HomeBase is centrally located to your home so that all of the sensors have the same distance to them. They're all actually connected to the actual HomeBase itself. Some of them don't offer Wi-Fi like some of the cameras do, but not all of the sensors do. So you want to be able at least to get that signal there running as best as possible. I've had this system for quite some time and I've been using it and I've expanded it and I've added different things. The Eufy Cam S4, which is a recent release from them, is also supported in there, as you saw there with that quick demo, and it works really nice. I love the fact that I'm able to leverage every single piece of hardware and all of it is connected and accessible from my mobile device. So I can access it, activate it, disarm it when I'm home, when I'm not home, and I'm constantly aware. Again, for any cases of emergency or so on, they will contact you directly. You can set up your information and you're able to set up your subscription there if you want to be able to go through with the ExpertSecure system from Eufy. With that being said, my hope is that you guys enjoyed this video. If you are in the market for a security system, this is literally one of the best options you can pick up. It's not only easy to set up, easy to get into, but upgradable, and it's all done on your own pace. You could do whatever you want. You can pick up whichever cameras you want, add them to the system, remove them, do whatever you want, and not have to deal with a specific company just to say, can I call them and ask them for what camera system package they have? This is a la carte, customizable, easy to use, and easy to set up, and one of the best solutions on there. And this is one of the reasons why I'm switching over to Eufy from my existing traditional security system. I love what they have to do, and I love the fact that over time, this system will keep getting better as Eufy keeps coming up with more things to innovate around the home, but not only to be able to keep using the same application for my smart home applications like my smart robot, but also the ability of customizing everything. And again, the HomeBase just does it all. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.